The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler, August 20th, St. Maria de Mattias. In founding the Congregation of the Adorers of the Precious Blood, dedicated to the education of youth, Maria de Mattias faced one of the greatest needs of her time. In fact, as Pius XI said, that historical moment needed a general reform, and the principal means to achieve it were the improvement of instruction and the purification of morals. Maria was born in 1805. She was the eldest of the 4 children of the lawyer John de Mathias and his wife, Octavia de Angelis. The family lived in Vallecorsa, between Lazio and Campania. When Maria had just turned 17, St. Gaspar del Bufalo preached a mission in the local parish. The young woman then felt called to work for her neighbor. Shortly thereafter, she met Venerable John Merlini, a disciple of St. Gaspar and his successor in the government of the Congregation of the Missionaries of the Precious Blood. Merlini was from then until Maria's death her spiritual director and advisor. In 1834, at the request of her bishop, Bishop Laius, who was also administrator of Anagni, Maria took charge of a school in Acuto, a town in that region. She was determined to found a congregation. The following year, she was joined by her first companion, Anna Ferroti. The 2 young women determined that the new congregation would be inspired by the spirit of the missionaries of St. Gaspar del Bufalo. By this time, Mary had already extended her activities to young girls and married women. Soon, 6 other aspirants to religious life asked for admission. Like St. Lucy Filippini, Maria possessed the gift of persuasion and used it with great success in teaching catechism and sacred history and in organizing various women's associations. In 1837, she began to preach spiritual retreats to married women, and the work became very popular. Naturally, there was no shortage of those who argued that women should keep silent in church, even though the retreats did not take place in church, but Bishop Muccioli supported Maria, having investigated the matter. When the women began to attend the celebrations of the month of May in the school, the parish priest objected, but the dean agreed with Maria, to the great rejoicing of the women. The testimonies in the process of beatification prove that Maria's eloquence was of good quality, since she loved recollection and silence and was not talkative. In 1840, the Blessed took charge of another school in her native town of Vallecorsa, with the help of the missionaries of the Precious Blood. This was followed by other foundations, in all of which the activity of the nuns was extended to young girls and married women. Between 1847 and 1851, 2 new houses were founded in the Eternal City under the patronage of Princess Zina Volkonska, where 2 English prelates, Bishop George Talbot and Bishop Edward Howard, who later became a cardinal, became close friends of the Blessed. It is told that Mary once reprimanded an English nun who incessantly boasted of the good manners of English society. "Calvary is our school of good manners," she retorted. Naturally, the rapid expansion of the Congregation of the Adorers of the Precious Blood was not without difficulties and disappointments, which were severe trials for the foundress. Her strength and health finally began to weaken, and Mother Maria de Mattias died in Rome on August 20th, 1866, at the age of 61. Her beatification took place in 1950. By then, her congregation already had more than 400 institutions, including schools of all kinds, both in Europe and America.